Now back to EEI Late Night with KJ on EEI.
Oh, yes, Stiz, turn that up. It's KJ Late Night, WEEI, part of the WEEI Sports Radio Network. 617-779-7937 or 37937. Thank you so much for hanging out. Dun, dun, dun. I can hear my mama call. See, you do this late night. Well, put me in the middle of the daytime, I'll do the same thing too. All right, Derek, thanks for calling WEEI. Want to talk C's? He's disappeared, huh?
Just as you were about to take him, Derek, call back, because he really wanted to talk to you about Marcus Smart. I don't know what happened to him.
Well, you know, the Funkadelic can do some things to you.
I think he might have got it. He was
it's a
like,
Funkadelic
woo!
thing.
He started gigging in his car.
He's probably like, hey, put that out. The Stadies behind us.
Come in,
all right,
honey.
you can kill the music, Stiz. Oh, man. Yeah, Marcus Smart is your all-time current Celtics leader in 3 points made. That says everything you need to know of what's going on with this team and how the Golden State Warriors have kind of ruined this team. And they never got to play them in the finals. Ainge built the right team at that time, but it just hasn't been redesigned to accommodate the current NBA, which is Kevin Durant and your boy are down the road. All right, Derek. I know you had to probably take a real quick pause. But, Derek, go ahead. You're on WEI. Thanks for the call, man.
Hey, guys. Hey, so one thing, Marcus Smart, I love the guy, plays with a lot of heart, energy. I wanted to get you guys' take on when we asked Marcus Smart to do more than what he's built to do, specifically scoring. I feel like when he takes more than 8-10 shots a game, it correlates to us losing. So I'll hang up and see what your thoughts are.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Derek. I appreciate you calling back. That is a determined guy. You don't succeed first, try again. But that shouldn't be the case with with Marcus Smart for sure. Because if you take 10 shots, you'll take 12. You take 12, you take 15. And by that point, again, I think it all goes back to what happened in the bubble where you could hear the screaming in the locker room at halftime. And I wonder, because Marcus is the older statesman on the team, did there come a point in that locker room and what we see now, kind of this facade that Jason and Jalen hold kind of behind these cards when it comes to Marcus Smart? Almost kind of like let Marcus hang himself, not figuratively, but let him just do more to show that there are more mistakes, because when it comes to defending, people still want Marcus Smart, and that's what makes him valuable in trade talks. But we're talking that's not going to come up until probably towards as the season comes closer to the end, where someone says, okay, we need someone to stop a Donovan Mitchell, or we need someone to put on Steph Curry, where they can see tape where say, this is what we need to get out of the West. Don't be surprised if Marcus Smart ends up with the Lakers. Now here's what's crazy about that is, like, if you say, hey, we'll give you Malik Monk, or, we'll send you one of our auxiliary shooters, someone who can come in and knock down shots. Maybe that's something you consider, and then you're like, okay, there's still now some pieces to build around, where Marcus Smart may be actually the most valuable trade piece later in the season because of his defensive skills. But absolutely, when you start asking him to take more shots, they tend to be further out. And when they're further out, I mean, we're talking about a person. Now, him and Jason Tatum are both were shooting in the 20s in the 3-point range when I last checked, maybe about 5-10 days ago. Nothing has shown me that suddenly they're now in the 40s. So you're absolutely right. All right, let's talk some more NBA. Let's play NBA crypto. Hit it, Stiz.
Bang, Stu, gonna be in the moon.
$1. Thank you, Lewis.
Bang, Stu, gonna be in the moon.
$1. Thank you, Lewis. $1.
Gonna be in the moon.
You're selling, Mortimer.
Well, that's ridiculous. Turn those machines back on. Turn those machines back on.
All right, here on Late Night, if you're one of those who are just checking out the show for the first time, the way NBA cryptos worked has been, look, for a lot of people, the NBA doesn't matter until Christmas Day. So a lot of these games leading up to Christmas Day is like trading crypto. So we look at teams to say, do you buy or sell where they are and how they've moved? So if you're just joining here late night and this first time you're hearing this, I'll get you up to speed to where they were and where they are now. All right, at the top of the division, the New Jersey, I'm still used to saying New Jersey Nets, but some parts of Brooklyn look like New Jersey. at 21-8, they're the top of the Eastern Conference, and it makes total sense. I buy them being the number one team going into the playoffs, and now with Kyrie being able to come play part-time for full-time wages. Bro, I need your agent. I don't necessarily need your sage. I just need that agent. I don't need that sage at the corner of the... Yes. Come on, bro. What's the sage at the baseline for, huh? So, can you... Maybe you should have left that sage for Marcus Smart when he takes threes, right? At 2, the Chicago Bulls. I'm kind of selling them as the number 2 seed right now because they're in the same immediate division with the Bucks. They've had some COVID issues. Now, they've performed tremendously at 17-10. I don't even know if they've had 17 wins last year. But the Chicago Bulls are for real. But I don't know if they're the number 2 team in the East, so I'm selling them at 2 because at number 3 is the emerging Milwaukee Bucks. This team, if you bought their crypto early, boy, you were going through headaches. They were trying to figure it out. They were getting game rest for Giannis. But now they've turned it around. They're the number 3 team in the East and only 2 games behind the Bulls in the loss column. The Cavaliers at 4. Oh, this is a tough one. I've got to sell, but how can you sell a team that over the last 14 games, they've hit the spread 13 straight times? That's absolutely crazy. Or somebody's hedging bets. Look, sometimes young teams start to get their legs at the right time, and this would be that time, but I don't see them being able to sustain it. So this is very much like Doge when Elon Musk goes on Saturday Night Live. The next day, it may not look the same. I'm not buying the Cavaliers as the 4th best team in the East. At 5, the Miami Heat. Same record as the Cavaliers, and I believe them to be a 5th place team. They'll get some things together. Jimmy Butler has been in and out with injuries. They're still trying to adjust to Kyle Lowry being there. So they're the right built team for the long run, and sitting at 5 right now puts them in a great position to make a run, maybe even an upset against the Nets when you just don't know what would happen to them. At 6, and this is a shocker, the Charlotte Hornets at 16-14 play an exciting brand of basketball. Gosh, I miss Terry Rozier. I should have, you know what, when I had that chance in Chipotle in Watertown, when I was standing behind him in the line, I didn't say anything to him because I got it. If I knew then what I knew now, I would say, bro, screw Kyrie, stay. And he's got that team on fire. As a 6th seed, I'm going to buy. I'll take a chance to say that they could still be there at 6. Whoa, have the mighty have fallen at 7. The Washington Wizards, at one time, the best team in the conference, now down at 7 with a 500 record. I think Bradley Beal is starting to say, you know what, I thought we had hope here, but it just feels like Westbrook is here all over again. At number 7, I can buy the Wizards being this low and possibly even dropping lower. At number 8, this might be a future 30 for 30. The 76ers. Boy, who's laughing harder? Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid or Jimmy Butler? They're a mess. If you have a feeling about Doc Winter and you're not a fan of him, you love seeing it. But this is just one of those high-price situations where at 8, I don't see them making up 6 games to get to the number 1 spot. This is a lingering team down towards the bottom. The Hawks at 9, they've been making a little bit of a run, but hey, the Celtics are at 10, and they're both looking like trash right now. So play-in worthy, Hawks, yes. Celtics, at this point, I would say no. Raptors at 11. Knicks, wow, remember when everybody was crazy when the Knicks were 4-1? That was 15 losses ago. I'm sorry. They are at 12, Pacers at 13, Magic at 14. Detroit, the absolute worst team in the league right now. They're not going anywhere. Don't even buy them. They have like 14 zeros before a digit in their crypto price. In the Western Conference, you just saw the Warriors tonight, and boy, were they impressive. 24-5. Talk is Klay Thompson will return sometime in early January. Whew. Like that, talk about the rich getting richer. I buy them at number 1 with an asterisk because at number 2, the Suns are at 23-5, right behind them, and the best put-together team in the West, I believe. Chris Paul is the pitcher boy. He's the pitcher of what it looks like for a big-time contract that pays off $40 million plus laid into it. Like, that's an annuity that you're like, man, this dude should be a stock. At 4, what a surprise. The Memphis Grizzlies, 18-11. What an impressive team. They play a lot like that blue-collar Debo and Marcus Saul years that they had, but now they do it in a quicker style NBA that while they may not be the fourth best team, I don't see them falling out of the top 8. At 5, the Clippers, very believable. At 6, the Lakers, they've turned things around, and I think they'll continue to grow. As I mentioned earlier about Marcus Smart, don't be surprised if it comes down towards the end of the season and they want to make a splash. They have pieces that teams will listen about, and I think Marcus Smart could be a Laker, especially if the Lakers find themselves in the 6, 5, or even 4 spot. The Nuggets at 7, Jokic is carrying that thing on his back, and after you saw what he did to one of the Morris twins, he could do backs and fronts. I give it to the Nuggets, man. I don't know if they'll have the steam to get through it to the end, but right now, as the 7th seed, that's very admirable. The Mavericks are slipping. They were once the 4th best team. They are now number 8 at 500. Doncic has been out. I've never been a believer in the unicorn because unicorns aren't real, and Porzingis hasn't really shown up. Timberwolves at 9, that's pretty much where they dwell. The Kings at 10, yes, the Trailblazers are having issues. Dame Lillard, it's not coming to the Celtics. Do not believe that. Spurs, Pelicans, Rockets, Thunder, all are unbuyable pieces of crypto. And there you have NBA crypto. Yeah, you kill the music now. It's the Celtics are just really, they're just really frustrating right now. I mean, because if it's you say if you could be 14 and 15, then what's stopping you from being 17 and 13? Like, think about the game 2 weeks ago in San Antonio. If you know that your team is playing on margins, like if you own a restaurant, you operate on margins. If you're playing on margins, those are the games you have to win, so that way you can consistently keep yourself in the conversation of A, making a good playoff run, and B, getting a free agent that might say, okay, sure, I'll take a flyer and see if I might be the missing link that can help get them. I might want to be that person that help knock out the Nets in the first round. Because right now we're looking at virtually close to a repeat of the Celtics in that first round playing the Nets again. All right, 617-779-7937. Joe, thanks for calling. You want to talk Enes Kanter? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So I haven't been following the Celtics too closely this year. I'm more of a college b-ball guy myself. But
I'm sorry. No, just kidding.
I just can't overlook the stuff that he says and like the whole changing the name thing. It's just a total distraction to me. And I don't know if you've kept up with him and like seen who his new girlfriend is.
No, because I don't keep up with that. So
yeah, no, neither do I. But it was just kind of a weird thing. Like, so his new girlfriend's a Rockefeller. I don't know if you know anything about that family, but
if I did, I have to say it in very hushed tones. I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sorry. But we don't want to get Epstein here, right?
Yeah, but you said it, not me.
Yeah, right. Don't come after me. Don't worry, boss. But the thing about it is that like he's kind of come under this whole thing where like he was more or less kicked out of his home country in Turkey, and he's more or less denied the whole Armenian genocide thing and taken a weird stance, like this kind of alt-right stance in Turkey.
So if you want to get to the bigger hypocrisy about Enes, and this is what my whole, I don't want to say crusade because crusade is too strong of an old world word. I'm kidding. But yeah, that was low. But Enes is a guy who was discovered in a Nike camp in high school, went to Kentucky, who's been a Nike school since 95, 96, and couldn't play at Kentucky because he had taken too much money when he played in Turkey. All of his sneakers, I've revealed it maybe about 5 weeks ago, up until this season, every single pair of sneakers that he's worn have been Nike. And you're in Portland, Oregon, and Beaverton is next door, and you said nothing when you were there. So my thing is, if you're not contributing, then please, I should not see you on my talk shows. I should not see you. I should not see you in prime time when you're not getting even prime minutes.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing. It's like I kind of came to the conclusion, like he knows his out isn't going to be NBA playing time, and he's nowhere near good enough. I don't know why Boston even took a shot at him, to be honest, but that's a whole different story. But he's kind of more interested in politics. Like he's dipping his toes, calling out LeBron, calling out all the big names when he himself is being a total hypocrite about the whole thing. Like he'll call out LeBron, but he won't call out the whole injustices that happen in his own country. It's just completely mind-blowing to me. He just seems like a total asset to anybody that's willing to get to him.
Joe, thanks for calling WEEI. Appreciate it. Yeah. I've said that if Ennis, his next job may be Waltham Public Access, right there next to the lumberyard on Main Street. I mean, good people work there. I mean, if he wants that as his next gig, and if they want him, just don't complain that you're next to a lumberyard, or that or you start protesting the Aston Martin dealership around the corner. Yeah. Ennis, do your job. Just talk about the sports, bro. You like the little tour guide thing right there, Stiz?
Everyone got something to say on the page. You know how that goes.
But I mean, that's the thing. If it was in the age of shut up and dribble, the dude doesn't even dribble.
That's a fair point.
You're not even dribbling. I'm just saying that's why I had to bust out the 3-Minute Man song on Ennis, man. What's the point?
Ennis really sucks.
Yeah, crank that up.
What's the point of a 3-minute man? Take him out.
Yeah.
Ennis really sucks. What's the point of a 3-minute man?
What's the point? We wrap this up here next here on WEEI Late Night with KJ. Thanks so much for hanging out.